addition and subtraction of number-based systems. So if you are given, for example, 48 plus 17, assuming this is base 10, 48 plus 17, assuming this is base 10, all you need to do is 8 plus 7 gives you 15, so you write 5 and bring 1 over here. 1 plus 4, 5 plus 1, 6. This will give us 56. This calculation is for numbers in base 10, right? But what if you are told to calculate, you are told to add numbers, but these numbers are not in base 10? Let's say these numbers are in base 5 or base 6 or base 7. How do you go about adding the numbers? So that is what we are going to see in today's class. Let's look at the first example. Two, 3, 4 base 5 plus 4, 3, 4 base 5. So in this situation, we're expected to add 234 base 5 and 434 base 5. So if this were to be in base 10, it would have been straightforward to add. But now we are not adding them in base 10. We are adding them in base 5. But before we go ahead, I would like somebody to do this addition in base 10 and tell us what the answer will be. 234 plus 434. What is the answer supposed to be if we are adding in base 10? 668. If this were to be in base 10, the answer would have been 668 base 10. But now our calculation is not in base 10. So let's see how we are going to solve it. So 234 base 5 plus 434 base 5. First thing you need to remember is a number in base 5 cannot have a value bigger than 5. So if we go ahead to add it just the way we would have added in base 10, this will be 4 plus 4 gives you 8, 3 plus 3 gives you 6, and 2 plus 4 gives you 6, base 5. This will be wrong. The reason this will be wrong is you cannot have base 5 and have numbers bigger than 5. When you have base 5, all the numbers in base 5 must be less than 5, right? So let's see how we are going to do that. So we have 4 plus 4 gives us 8, right? 4 plus 4 gives us 8. But we know that we cannot have 8 base 5. 8 base 5 is wrong. So we have to split this number to 2 values because 8 base 5 is wrong. So we have to divide this number by 5. So we're going to have 8 divided by 5 since we are in base 5. So this will be 8 divided by 5. We're going to have 1 remainder 3. And then 1 divided by 5, we're going to have 0 remainder 1. We've done this earlier when we are converting from base 10 to other bases. So that means 8 base 5 is the same thing as 13 base 5. So instead of having 8 here, we're going to have 13. So we're going to put down 3 and move 1 over here. Okay? We're going to put down 3 and move 1 over here. So that's how we ensure that we don't have any number bigger than 5. Okay. So next, we have 1 plus 3 gives you 4, plus 3 gives you 7. So 7 is more than 5. Therefore, we cannot have 7 here. So just as we did with 8, we divide 7 by 5. 7 divided by 5 gives you 1, remainder 2. 1 divided by 5 gives you 0, remainder 1. If you don't understand what we are doing here, all you need to do is go to my YouTube channel, Agbani Maths Academy, and look for the video we did on how to convert from base 10 to other bases. It will show you what we are doing here. Okay, so now instead of having 7 here, instead of having 7 base 5, which is wrong, we now have 12 base 5. 12 base 5 is correct because 1 is less than 5, 2 is less than 5. So instead of having 7 here, we are going to remove 7 and put 2. And then this one comes over here. So next, we add this. 1 plus 2 gives us 3. 3 plus 4 gives us 7. So we have 7, but 7 base 5 is wrong. So we already know that 7 base 5 is the same thing as 12. So instead of having 7 here, we are going to eliminate 7 and put 12. This means 234 base 5 plus 434 base 5 is equal to 1223 base 5. So this gives you the actual answer for this particular question. Okay, let's look at another example. Example 2. One, 0, 1 base 2 plus 1, 1, 1 base 2. Okay. Oh, you're so interested about who won last week's question. I hope the winner is here. Her name is, I don't know if it's he or she, but the person's name is Confidence Nyamuami. So I hope he or she is in today's class, but that's the winner of the cash gift. For those of you that don't know, in every live session, at the end of it, I edit the video and post an edited version of this video on my YouTube channel. Okay, so the classes are always a 1-hour class, but by the time I edit it and post it on YouTube, I cut off all the unnecessary side talks and all those things, and it gets to about 25, 26 or so minutes. So at the end of that video, I always place questions there for answer. So assignment for you to practice. So I give out cash gift to those that get the right answer, but it's limited to students in Africa. Okay, so for the previous class, which we had on Friday, the winner of the cash gift $5 was Nyamumi Confidence. Sorry for the way I pronounce the name. So he or she was the winner of the cash gift, but I hope he or she is part of my WhatsApp group, because they have to be part of the WhatsApp group to actually get the cash gift. So if you want to be a lucky winner, all you need to do is tomorrow check out this same video on my YouTube channel at Banimas Academy on YouTube to watch the replay of this class, and then at the end of the video there is an assignment there. Get the assignment done, post your answers on the comment section, and then you stand a chance to win $5. Okay, so let's continue. So we have 101 base 2 plus 111 base 2. So what we have is in base 2. What we have is in base 2. So let's do that. 101 base 2 plus 111 base 2. So remember, base 2 cannot have 2. Base 2 cannot have 2. So here we have 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. But we cannot have 2 base 2. Because the numbers in base 2 are 0 and 1. So 2 base 2 is wrong. Therefore, we need to split this into 2 numbers. So 2 divided by 2 gives you 1, remainder 0. 1 divided by 2 gives you 0, remainder 1. This means 2 base 2 is the same thing as 10 base 2. So instead of having 2 here, we are going to replace it with 0 is going to be here, and 1 is going to come here. And then next we have 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 1 is 2. So over here we have 2 base 2. But we know that 2 base 2 is equal to 10. So we simply put 0 here, I'll put 1 here. Next, we have 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. We cannot have 3 base 2. We cannot have 3 base 2. So that means we need to convert this to the correct form. So 3 divided by 2 gives you 1 remainder 1. 1 divided by 2 gives you 0 remainder 1. That means 3 base 2 is the same thing as 11 base 2. So 1 plus 1 plus 1, we have 3 base 2, but what we are going to write is 1. What we are going to write is 11 base 2. So we have 11 here, base 2. So that gives us the answer to this simple question. So our answer is 1100 base 2. We're going to try out one more question and then I give you a classwork. After the classwork, we go to subtraction. So let's look at the next example. Example 3. We have 675 is 8 plus 564 is 8. So this question, our base is base 8. This means we cannot have any value bigger than 8, right? So 675 is 8 plus 564 is 8. So 5 plus 4 gives us 9. So we have 9. But 9 is bigger than 8. So 9 base 8 is wrong. Can someone tell us the correct way to write 9 base 8? What's the correct way of writing 9 base 8? 11 base 8, correct? Let's see it, let's confirm. So we have 9 divided by 8 gives us 1 remainder 1. But we don't stop at that point, we still divide by 8 because our here must be 0, so we have 0 remainder 1. So that means it's 11 base 8. Okay. So 9 base 8 is the same thing as 11 base 8. So instead of having 9 here, we're going to have 1. So we have 1, and we'll bring 1 over here. So 1 plus 7 gives us 8. 8 plus 6 gives us 14. So we have 14 base 8. So what's 14 base 8? So we have 16. So we have 16. Though this value here is 14 is 1 and 4 is less than 8. 1 is less than 8. 4 is less than 8. But we still have to convert it. So it will give us 6 remainder 1. So now we have 1 plus 6. That gives us 7. 7 plus 5. That gives us 12. So we have 12 is 8. We still have to convert this. We still have to divide this 12 by 8. 12 divided by 8, what are we going to get? 14. So we're going to have 14 here. Base 8. So that becomes the answer. 1461 base 8. That becomes the answer. Okay, so now let's look at subtraction quickly. Let's go to subtraction. So we are looking at subtraction of number bases. Let's look at the first example. I think this should be example 4 for today's class. 1131 is 6 minus 456 is 6. Sorry, 455. Okay, so this process involves the reverse of what we did when we were adding. Okay, when we were adding, we were dividing the numbers we are getting. Here we will be multiplying, just the way we are doing when we are converting from other bases to base 10. Let's see how that works. So 1, 1, 3, 1 minus 4, 5, oh sorry, 4, 5, 5, both in base 6. 1 minus 5, we know that's not possible. So what we are going to do, we are going to move 1 from here and join here. So we have 11 base 6 minus 5 base 6. So here we have 2 left. But we are not just going to do 11 minus 5. We are not going to do 11 minus 5. Okay? 11 minus 5 will give us 6, right? But before you subtract, we are going to convert this 11. We are going to convert this 11. Remember what we are doing when we are adding, we were dividing, right? We are doing this when we are adding. But now we are subtracting. We are going to go through the same process we are doing when we are converting from order basis to base 10. This is what we are going to do. So we have 11. Above 1, we have power of 0. Above 1 here, we have power of 1. So we're going to do 1 times 6 to the power of 1 plus 1 times 6 to the power of 0. Okay? 1 times 6 to the power of 1 plus 1 times 6 to the power of 0. So this will give us 6 to the power of 1 is 6. And 6 times 1 will give us 6. Plus 6 to the power of 0 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So this will give us 7 base 6. So before we subtract, we are going to go through this process. So this 11 base 6, what we are going to use to subtract 5 is actually 7 base 6. So now we can do 7 minus 5, and that will give us 2. We're going to confirm our answer. When we get our answer, we're going to add these two together and then see if we are going to get this back. If we are correct, when we add these two, you are supposed to get this. Okay? If this process is correct. So before you subtract, you convert this like this and you get 7 base 6. Then you can now do 7 minus 5, and that will give us 2. So that's the first one. So remember, now you have 2 here instead of 3. So 2 minus 5 is not possible. So we'll move 1 here. So now we have 12. We have 12. But we cannot just do 12 minus 5. We are going to convert just as we did here. So we're going to have 12. Over 2 we have 0. Over 1 we have 1. So this will give us 1. To learn this, you need to go back to our previous class where we learned how to convert from order basis to base 10. Okay, so check out that video on my YouTube channel, how to convert from order basis to base 10. It's what we are doing here. So 1 times 6 to the power of 1 plus 2 times 6 to the power of 0. So this will give us 6 to the power of 1 is 6 times 1 is 6 plus 6 to the power of 0 is 1 times 2 is 2. So this will give us 8 base 6. So it is this 8 we are going to use to subtract 5, not 12. Okay? It is this 8 we are going to use to subtract 5. So we're going to have 3 here. Okay? Continuing with what we have. So instead of having 1 here, remember we've taken this 1, we have 0. So 0 minus 4 is not possible. So we'll bring 1 over here. So we have 10. We are not just going to do 10 minus 4. We are going to convert this 10 just the way we have been doing all along. So 10, above 0 we have 0, above 1 we have 1. So this gives us 1 times 6 to the power of 1 plus 0 times 6 to the power of 0. 6 to the power of 1 is 6 times 1 is 6 plus 6 to the power of 0 is 1 times 0 is 0. Somebody says, so why don't you convert 5 base 6 before subtracting? This or this? Let's assume you are saying this one. No, we leave this one the way it is. We are converting this one, the one that is subtracting the other one. Just the way when we were adding, we were converting the one that is adding the lower one. Remember when we are subtracting? Sorry, when we are adding, we are converting this one by dividing it by the base. But now we are converting it by multiplying it by a power of the base. Okay? So 6 plus 0 gives us 6. So now we use this 6 to subtract 4. So 6 minus 4 gives us 2. Gives us 2. So our answer is 232 base 6. So let's see if our answer is correct. Let's confirm if our answer is correct. If you do 455 base 6 plus 232 base 6, what will you get? We have already learned addition. So if this is correct, if you add these two together, you are supposed to get this, if this process is correct. So let's confirm it. Go ahead to try it out. So let's look at the last example for today. Let's look at the next example. Four, two, three base 5 minus 244 base 5. Okay. So we have 423 base 5 minus 244 base 5. So 423 base 5 minus 244 base 5. Okay. So 3 minus 4 is not possible. So we move 1 from here. This becomes 1 and this becomes 13. We are not expected to do 13 minus 4. We need to convert this before we subtract. So we have 13 over 3 here, we have power of 0. Over 1 here, we have power of 1. So this is going to be 1 times 5 to the power of 1 plus 3 times 5 to the power of 0. 5 to the power of 1 is 5 times 1 is 5 plus 5 to the power of 0 is 1 times 3 is 3. So 5 plus 3 gives us 8. We have 8 base 5. So this 13 base 5 is the same thing as 8 base 5. You know that when we are doing addition, if you have 8 base 5, you are going to do 8 divided by 5. 8 divided by 5 is going to give you 1 remainder 3. 1 divided by 5 is going to give you 0 remainder 1. So it takes you back to 13, right? So you just interchange it. So in subtraction, this is the one you are going to use to subtract. So 8 minus 4 gives you 4. So we have 4 here. So instead of having 2 here, we now have 1. So 1 minus 4 is not possible. So we move out 1 from here. This becomes 11. This becomes 3. So 11 over 1 we have 0. Over 1 we have 1. So this will give us 1 times 5 to the power of 1 plus 1 times 5 to the power of 0. Okay. So 5 to the power of 1 is 5 times 1 is 5. 5 to the power of 0 is 1 times 1 is 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6. So instead of having 11 here, we have 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. So finally at this point, we have 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. So we simply just write the 1. Okay? We don't need to convert this because if you decide to convert 3, 3 divided by 5. 3 divided by 5 is 0 remainder 3. So it's still 3. So there's no need to convert it. So since the number here is already less than 5, you just do 3 minus 2, which is 1. So that becomes our answer, base 5. Okay. So I hope you guys learned something today. This brings us to the end of today's class. The class is usually 1 hour, not more than that. Not more than that. I try to ensure that the class is 1 hour. So our next class will be on Wednesday. Okay, in that class we'll be looking at multiplication and division of number bases. Okay, that will be the last class on number bases, and then on Friday we'll look at the next topic, laws of indices. Okay, so the classes are on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time. 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time. At the end of this class today, I'm going to edit this video and post it again on YouTube. This 1 hour video should be not more than 25 minutes. At the end of the day, it should be not more than 25 minutes. At the end of that video, I'm going to post an assignment to this class, to what we did today. So if you go through that video on YouTube, you get the assignment done and post your answer on the comment section of that video on YouTube, then you stand a chance to win cash gift of $5. The winner of last week's video is Confidence. I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'm just going to write it down. I hope she's going to see it. Probably, maybe she's going to watch, he or she's going to watch this video later on if they are not in this class. Okay, so this is the name of the winner from last class. So she has a cash gift of $5. I think he or she is from Ghana, so it's going to be easy for me to transfer the money to her. It's basically for students in Africa, just to encourage them to study. Okay, it's just a way of encouraging students to study. Thank you guys for being part of this live class. Don't forget to go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, watch the replay of this video to the end, do the classwork that is going to be posted there, leave your answer in the comment section, and you stand a chance to win cash gift every single class. See you in the next class. Have a wonderful day. Bye.